Welcome back. In this demonstration, we're going to show you how to make a copy of your letter design that you created in our last session. You should have finished for homework this kind of a letter. You chose something, some kind of English letter or some kind of character from any other kind of language, and you kind of made a decorative copy of that letter, ensuring that you had a bunch of nice spaces to fill in, and you had some decorative line work that was either just purely decorative but also kind of was directing the eye in certain places by the way it was curving or by the way that those lines were shaped. So now you have your piece of paper, and it was supposed to be a 9 by 12 piece of paper, and now in class we're going to take an actual piece of tag board. It's a thick cardstock, and we're going to trace our drawing onto there so that you are able to put your quilled shapes and glue them onto the tag board so it stays stiffer. All right, so in class we're going to have a light box. The light boxes look like this, and I've already got this one turned on, and it's it's wooden on the side. Inside of it, the light looks something like that, and on the outside there's a cord with a little clicker here. If it's turned off, you just roll that, and the light should turn on. Okay. What you're going to do is you're just going to basically take your letter and put the card stock on top, and as you set it on the light box, you can see your letter come through. Now, at your table you're going to have two light boxes, so you're going to need to share. So one person's going to work on one side and the other person's going to work on the other side, and of course you're going to be respectful with each other and make sure that each other has enough room to get their letter done. Then you simply trace it. Now, one of the things that happens is sometimes kids draw their letters smaller, and so if I tell you to make yours bigger, all you have to do is trace along the outside edge of your letter and give yourself a little border kind of, and just like trace the shape so that it's a little bit bigger. And I will help do a demonstration of that in class on the board once I've got this video on there. Okay, so here's what you do. I'm just going to basically trace the lines, try to make them nice and neat. I'm going to trace mine fairly dark so that you can see it in the video, but while you're working I want you to trace your lines lightly. How are you going to trace them? That's right, you're going to trace them lightly, okay? Because if you're quilling, when you're quilling, if you get to a point where your quilled shape goes a little outside or isn't quite big enough or something, you don't want to have a big old nasty pencil line popping out of your nice area that's quilled, okay? So try to make sure that you've got it lightly drawn, so if you need to, you can go back and erase any mistakes and you don't have a bunch of icky pencil lines all over the place. Okay, and this really shouldn't take too long. I believe it'll take me, a couple minutes. It should only take you 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most while you are working on this, okay? And again, be respectful of your partner that's at your table so that you can both get your work done in a timely fashion. Sometimes the light boxes the kids tell me that they don't work, but what's really going on is the plug that we plug them into don't tend to work very well. So before you come up and tell me that it doesn't work, just check to make sure it's plugged in properly and that that is looking good. Here on my border, even though I can see that line, I'm still going to just grab my ruler and use my ruler to make sure that it's straight. So you can make the decision in class whether you can have a nice straight line on your own or if you want to use the ruler for yours. And I always highly suggest using a ruler, because no matter how straight you think you're going to be able to draw, it always seems that those lines end up getting crooked, even for a trained hand, just because humans are not meant to draw things straight like that. Anyways, so there is your finished letter. Now you have your original copy, and you have your part, or your one on tag board. And please, right now, after you get done tracing it, flip your paper over, write your name. I'm going to write Mr. Lundgren. write your grade number and your section, your teacher, depending on what homeroom teacher you have. So you've got your name, letter, or a character finished, and your name on the back. And that is how you finish tracing your letter for your quilling project. Once you're done with your light box, the last partner to get done will put it away where the light boxes belong in class. Okay?